Next part. Okay, in 2005, Murphy of Murphy Oil learned how to drill fracking wells. That's a well. There's three parts to a reservoir. You have the source rock, the rock that's permeable and porous, where the source rock percolates through the ground into a reservoir rock. Now, a reservoir rock needs to be sealed. Very hard shale or limestone will seal it, or a fault will seal it, but it needs to be sealed. And we historically drill into that reservoir. Well, Murphy said, well, the hell with that. Why don't we just drill into the source rock? And that's what fracking is. You drill into the source. And he started it in the Barnett Shale in East Texas, kind of East Texas, Northeast Texas. And it was just something that was getting to be understood before the 2008 financial crisis. And after that came and went, it took off. Fracking took off. And the Fed, because of 2008, started lowering interest rates. What the Fed does with interest rates, they can only control short-term rates, but it affects long-term rates. So the Fed sells money. We used to have the Treasury buy or sell bond bills and notes, and you have major players buy the bond bills and notes, and they get into the banks, and the banks have fractional loans. You get bank gets $100, it loans out $90, and because it has to keep a 10% reserve. That pretty much went out the window in 2008. The Fed just creates money by clicks, and it sells the money, and it's selling the money very cheaply. Banks could buy that money and put it into the Federal Reserve, and just keep it there. They buy it for 0.2 or 0.3 of 1%, and they get 1% by putting it in the Federal Reserve. So it's an easy way to make 300% on your money. Just give us the money, and we'll put it back to you in an account, and then I make triple my money. But anyway, a lot of money got into the hands of major players, banks and major institutions, and Wall Street was looking for something to invest in. There wasn't really that much going on except this new toy called fracking. So Wall Street gave frackers a lot of money, and the oil field being the oil field, they can't do anything on an intelligent, rational basis. They went into another boom. Okay, so the oil field is booming. The United States because of fracking, went from 5 million barrels a day it was producing to 13 million barrels a day because of fracking. And still doesn't supply all our needs. We need 20 million barrels. But it went a long way to doing that. But there's other ways. There's oil equivalents. So I think we're shortfall maybe 3, 4, 5 million barrels a day. The United States is in oil. But so we were not energy independent, but we were darn close. So fracking was taken off, and that affected the price of oil. And Saudi wants $80 a barrel of oil, and Russia wants an infinite amount of barrel of oil because its oil pays for half the government. So Russia's just a gas station with a military. So I guess I'll continue on the next segment on this thread. Okay. Thanks.